Hi guys, this is Chico
and Jerry
with He Provides. We're going to do a video. Bet you hadn't figured that out yet. No. We're going to do a video and we're going to call it What We've Learned. This is sort of our unofficial 1-year anniversary. 1 year ago today, or 1 year ago yesterday, we had 2 beds made out of block and had dirt dumped in them, but that's it. It was dumped in it. And this time last year we talked and decided that this is the direction we needed to go, and I was actually out with a shovel and a rake on Thanksgiving Day last year leveling out our beds in preparation for the spring. So unofficially it's our first year. Fiscally it started in January, but you know, unofficially it was November. So you want to start one of those?
Sure. One of the big things that I've learned in the last year with this wonderful train that God's got us on is the work is never done.
No.
You can run yourself ragged daily on what needs to get done versus what is getting done, and you just have to let some things wait till tomorrow. And that's really hard for us.
Yeah. Which leads to my number one thing that I've learned. Homesteading is hard work. I know there's channels out there that say homestead on 10 hours a week. You can homestead just on the weekends. And those guys might be able to. For one, they're considerably younger than I am. But for us, that ain't true. It's hard work and it's a lot of time and effort.
Daily. It's a daily.
Yeah, and then when you've got animals, you're responsible for keeping those animals safe and alive and healthy, and all of those things. So aside from the work, there's, you know, all these other things going on. So we've found out that there's different laws in different states. You can't catch rainwater in some states. We have a friend, Liz, who lives in England, and they can't feed their chickens chicken scraps or let them get in the compost. So we've learned a lot, but the number one thing I've learned is that homesteading is hard work.
It's not for wussies.
No, yeah, it's not for wussies at all.
Okay, so another thing that we have learned is that there's people out there like us that are like-minded. We are in a very rural community, and until we started on this adventure, we had no idea how many people thought like we did. And it's wonderful. We feel like we're part of a community there now. And maybe not so much, it's a different community than the one we live in, because truly we're the only people around here that do the homesteading on our road, I guess.
Yeah,
our neighbors.
Our neck of the woods.
Yeah. So we're kind of the odd man out right now.
Another thing I've learned is there's a million ways to do any given task. Any given task. You want to train your chickens to lay in the nesting box and not under the roost or on the floor of the coop or somewhere else when they're out free ranging. There's a million different ways. If you want to build a coop, there's a million different ways. You want to plant stuff. Again, every task, there's a million different ways to do it. And I realize that there are some ways that are wrong, but there's often a bunch of ways that are right.
What we have learned, one of the things I've learned is animal care. Never really we had children. We didn't have animals, and we chose to raise the children. So we've learned a lot with animal care on the chickens, and just the daily task and how much work that you have to put in. So I guess that's one of the big things for me. And the gardening. With the gardening, we learned a lot. We had some valuable information and people that would, help us out with the questions that we had on why it wasn't doing this or what we did wrong. Just invaluable information daily on how to garden and the animals.
We've learned some animal responsibility. After our youngest 2 children moved out, we had no responsibility
Truly.
we could leave for
Days.
a day, a week, a month. No living creatures were going to die because we were gone. If we went on a 2-day getaway and we decided to stay a third, it was not a big deal.
Right.
We just texted our kids and our parents and said, we're staying another day. So, but now we've got to make arrangements. We got to have somebody come check on them. Even like,
right. We have to make sure every evening somebody's here to put these chickens in.
yeah, or even if we're gone and they're not being let out, somebody needs to come and make sure they didn't knock over their water or something like that. And we've got a 7-pound feeder, and that should last 2.5, 3 days with our chickens. But as it's gotten colder, they're eating food faster. So even if we have the water full and the feeder full, in 2 days they're out of everything. So we've learned a lot of responsibility, and we've kind of did a little networking with like our children and a niece to help us out.
Truly. My turn?
Yeah.
We've learned all the help that you can find with homesteading. Truly. I mean, you can ask any question and within hours we have lots of answers. I think that's one of the best things about the homesteading is the wonderful help and community that they have, and you realize very quickly that you're a part of that. We have had lots of questions and concerns.
Yeah. We'll have lots more too.
Yeah, that instantly you have help on the way. I truly like that. That's probably one of my favorite parts of homesteading.
Here's something else that I learned that I don't have on my list. For the most part, homesteader folks are nice folks.
Yeah.
They are friendly. They are helpful. They do for each other. They watch out for each other. And admittedly, I'm not as much a community type individual as most folks. I'm more of I like to watch from the outside. But they're great folks. Mm-hmm. Everyone we've met, maybe 1 or 2 exceptions, but out of the hundreds that we've met, talked to, met personally, met online, nice folks.
We consider friends.
Yes, nice folks.
Yeah, that's all mine.
That all yours?
Yeah, that's it.
We have learned that we can grow more food than we thought. That it's more than it seems like. That it'll last longer than we thought. I admit I was overkill Jones in the spring. I'm not kidding. I had crap growing everywhere. Had hundreds of seeds started, and we ended up we gave starts away to community garden. I ate a lot of kale, and I thought I ain't gonna run out. And I grew enough that I won't run out for a long time. So we can grow more food than we thought in the area that we have. I'll let you do that one.
Okay. Our channel is He Provides Homestead, and this is just another thing that we have truly watched God blossom for us. He has provided every step of the way on a daily basis, and it's just wonderful to be a part of it and see that and know that we are where we're supposed to be, and that God's hand is in it, and He blesses us daily. I mean, daily there's something through the homestead that He blesses us with.
Oh yeah. The last thing on the list is that we have learned that we're not as free as we're told. We've come, like I alluded to earlier, Some people can't catch water. Some people can't feed chickens or kitchen scraps to their chickens. Some people can't have roosters. On and on and on and on and on. And I could say that for another 15 minutes and still not touch it. There are so many rules and laws and so many enforcement agencies. We just simply are not as free as we're told. We're not as free as the news channels tell us we are. We're not as free as our political leaders tell us we are. We're just not. Which is one of the things I like about homesteading. It does tend to give you more freedom. When you grow your own food, when you can walk out and gather your own eggs, there's a certain amount of freedom to it that we've never tasted before. So that's it for our list. To recap, homesteading is hard work.
That's what we're going to title this.
Homesteading is just...
It's not for weenies, honestly.
No.
I mean, it is... You can't be lazy and you can't be lackadaisical. It is a lot of effort. So for those fellow homesteading out there that's watching this, we applaud you.
Yes. If you're a homesteader, and I know many of you are, you rock. So, thanks guys. We appreciate you coming along. You can find us across social media at He Provides Homestead. Please keep liking, sharing, giving us the thumbs up. And please, leave some comments. Tell us what you think. What have you learned in homesteading? Anything else?
Godspeed.